Awesome.
Oh, believe me, this has not been lost in translation here. This is something
I miss having my gas pumped, especially if it's raining or
the last
hills.
time they were doing that, gas was back in the 20-cent range.
Yes.
Right, exactly. Yeah, 23 cents a gallon. Yeah, I remember that too.
Oh, goodness.
So again, on the updates, just don't click on those. Go directly to the website, and this would apply whether it's an email from your bank or anywhere else. It's better to go directly to their website and not take a chance on clicking on something that could introduce malicious software to your computer.
Most definitely. And as I said, probably have a few more there to add. I do have these listed on the So Social Radio Show page, and I will reshare those out today after the show, so you'll be able to download these. And it has a wonderful picture of Computer Rich right there so that everyone can see it.
Yeah, yes, and that was the other thing we were talking about, pumping gas, and I do know this because I opened offices all over New Jersey. In New Jersey, you can't pump your own gas. It's a law. They have to pump your gas. But New Jersey is one of those states that it's free to get in, cost a lot of money to get out, and people gladly pay it.
Oh, yes. We have our friend, he's actually our accountant that also is a public speaker, goes out and trains people and stuff. And he was telling me that New Jersey, New York area, driving through there is, to get from one side to the other, you better be prepared to drop about $50.
I did the New Jersey Turnpike in a blizzard. So, and I'm from Florida, so that's an experience.
They pumped your gas. So thanks for that tip there from our producer, Jeff Heiser.
But the biggest tip I can give you, though, is to make sure you back up your data. Now, what I mean by that, because you hear this all the time, back up your data, back up your data. What does that really mean? Most people don't really know what that means, and most people don't back up their data because it's foreign to them. It's like it's in the cloud. Well, what's a cloud? None of us really know. But so what I suggest is back up your data. What I mean by that is go to Best Buy as an example, or whatever store you prefer, and buy an external hard drive. An external hard drive is nothing more than the same hard drive that's in your computer, but it's an enclosure that you can plug into your computer via a USB cable, and then you can take all your pictures, all your music, all your documents, and all your favorites and put them on that external hard drive or back them up. And in the event that something does happen, you haven't lost all of your data. There's a malware out there called encryptionware. And if you get hit with encryptionware, what it does is it encrypts all of your files. And your files are still there. You just can't access them. Then they hold them for ransom for, let's say, $750 to get the decryption key. So you think this is legitimate, so you send in your $750 through Bitcoin, and guess what? You never get the unencryption or decryption key, and you still have all the encrypted files. So I highly recommend that you back up your data on an external drive and then disconnect it from your computer. Because if it's still connected to your computer and you get hit with the encryptionware, it's also going to encrypt anything attached to it.
Understand that. And how often should one do backups?
I do it on a daily basis, but then I'm on the computer more than most. So once a week, once a month, depending on usage. Whenever you feel that, you know what, I got these documents that I just made and I really want to save this picture of Aunt Grudy, so make sure you put that on the backup if it's something that's important to you.
And what about, I know that there are some backups, you can actually back them up to the cloud.
Correct, and there's one called Carbonite. It has a very good reputation, it's not very much money, and it's a very effective backup tool, because it has all those blockages from encryptionware and all those other types of malware we've been discussing today.
Good to know. Very, very good.
Another thing you can do is and I have one on mine. So I have a 3 backup system. I have the manual one where I plug in my external hard drive and back up to it. I have the cloud where I back up there. and I have a thing called a network attached storage, or otherwise called a NOS. And this is nothing more than an external drive that plugs into your router. Now, then every computer in the house or in that network can back up to that network attached storage.
Okay.
And so that's a convenient way. And again, you could disconnect it. In most cases, I have mine just runs 24/7. If it gets encrypted, I'm not too worried about it because I have two other forms of backup. I have my external hard drive that's not attached to my computer, and then I have my cloud storage.
Mm-hmm. All good things to know. And again, if you have any questions, just call this guy, Computer Rich, at
321-482-4567.
And he'll definitely answer your questions. Even if you're not here local, I know that Computer Rich would be more than happy to answer your questions if you have any.
You can also check out my website, mycomputerrich.com. mycomputerrich.com. There's good information there. These tips are on there as well. There's also links that you can actually send in information, what's wrong with your computer, and I ask you some questions there to prompt you to give the information I'm looking for, and then that will immediately come to me, and then I can immediately call you back and set up an appointment and get you taken care of.
Very, very good to
And
know.
that's something I want to offer your listeners.
Okay.
Here locally in the Brevard County area is I offer a free diagnosis at your location. That's in the privacy of your home or small office. And then I come at no charge and check out, because I don't want to just look at your computer. I want to see everything. I want to see your, do you have a printer attached to it? Is it a wireless printer? Do you have your phone? How about your tablet? The one thing I really want to check, though, is the security on your router. Because a lot of times the companies that install the routers don't change the default admin logins. So anybody in the business knows what those logins are, conceivably could sit outside your house in their car and change your settings, lock you out of your own network. Additionally, think about this. If you don't have the proper security on it and your neighbor's downloading child porn, guess whose door they knock on?
Because if you're in the same building, possibly, or in the same neighborhood.
Well, because it's your IP address. It's not your neighbor's.
Wow.
So I want to make sure you have the proper security because you have, in a lot of cases now, you have three different ways of connecting. You have the LAN, which is the plug-in. You have wireless, and now there's two frequencies. You have a 2.4 and 5.0. And so you're broadcasting those out. In a lot of cases, you're not even aware of it.
Oh, my gosh.
And so that's why I want to see your whole system and not just your computer. And a lot of the other IT companies think I'm out of my mind for offering free diagnosis at your location. I mean, if you call the Geek Squad, it's $150 to knock on your door. Okay? And I'm not putting them down. I'm just saying it doesn't cost you anything for me to come out. Chances are, if someone's calling you, they're calling you because they have an issue. So that means more chances than not, there's going to be a job there. So I'm not concerned about driving to your location.
Well, it's about building relationships, and you just said
correct.
you go above and beyond with your customer service, so you're there to serve.
Correct.
And that's a definite unique differentiation of your business versus other businesses.
That's
here
why
in
I
the
do
community.
virtually no advertising. I have nearly 100% referral rate. And when I do spend my advertising dollars, I do it in a venue such as this. Reach a number of people for the least amount of
That's
money.
right. Go into podcasts.
And
You're going to be evergreen, and you wear awesome hats. Everyone knows that's his brand right there. The hats he wears.
It has gotten to be that way because I've heard, when I forget it, hey, where's your hat? I'm like, oh, darn it, I forgot.
So it's just being that uniqueness.
During this holiday season, I want to bring up one thing here. We go out, buy some sort of computer-assisted games. How do we return those properly? Because a lot of those you mentioned earlier, you break the seal in the box. They're kind of saying
that's correct. If it's a software that you've purchased and you've broken that seal, it's yours. Chances are they're not going to take that back unless it's a little mom or pop operation, or someone like me that wants to give you the ultimate customer service. And the reason for that is what they're trying to avoid is you take it, download the software, clone it, send them back, and now you've got that software for nothing. So they're just protecting their profit margin, and I do understand that.
Yes, it makes sense.
But there's got to be some way that you can get it done. If you have a serious problem, they just can't make that a blanket policy.
Well, it is when you've bought the software. I mean, software is one of those things you can copy. Hardware is another story. Hardware is actual physical, piece of equipment that you can't duplicate. You either use it or you return it. The software, conceivably, you can copy that software, return the thing, and so that's what they're trying to avoid. So I really don't have a solid.
So you're talking strictly on the software side.
On the software side, right? Now, if it's a hardware product, in most cases, depending on where you've shopped, so you have to. Walmart's one of those that has a very liberal return policy. Best Buy has a pretty good or fair, what I call a fair one, but Best Buy's usually is timed. You have X number of days to return that.
So if you buy it during the sales at the beginning of October, November, and not giving it as a gift until the end of December, there could be a problem there.
Yeah, that's correct.
And how does one know if they're buying, say they're purchasing a computer for a gift, how do they know they're getting the right items on that computer for someone?
I'm glad you asked that question. And this goes to the Black Friday deals. Those fantastic super deals on Friday. A brand new 15-inch laptop for $200 or $199. I saw it. This was a Dell. I mean, it looks and it sounds like a nice piece of equipment, and it probably is. Until later down the road, you decide that you want to upgrade it or update it, and then you find out, they only put one memory slot in there. You're stuck with what you have. You can't update it. To get those price points, you're giving up something, whether that be upgradability or certain features. So that's something you really have to look to determine exactly what's on that computer. And a lot of times, even during the normal course of events during the year, the sale is not always the best deal. So you really have to look at what's being offered, and that's another service that I offer. I can go buy it for you. I can take you shopping and educate you instead of having the salespeople talk you into something you didn't know you needed. I can decipher some of that, and I don't mind doing that. I love doing that.
Awesome.
So yeah. In fact, I took one of my customers in an independent living facility, and I actually took her, and of course she loved it because I put her in the passenger side of my Corvette, and she was thrilled. And I took her to one of the stores, and I knew what she needed, so I pointed out a couple of things to her. I let her make the decision, but I give her the information so she could make an intelligent decision.
We do have a question that came in from one of our listeners, and someone you do know, Charlie Mace.
Hello,
Charlie.
Charlie.
She wants to know, what steps do we need to take if we resell our old computer?
That's really, really a good question. And if you're going to resell your computer, you can do it on Craigslist and any other number of venues. But again, what I suggest is that you take the hard drive out of it and sell it to them minus the hard drive.
Okay.
Or you can call Computer Rich at 321-482-4567, and I'll be glad to come out and help you make that transaction.
There you go. Good. Great. Love it.
On that, yeah, that's. You're good. You're a good marketer.
So this is why he loves this format.
You have to take advantage of what's presented for you.
We could just sit back and let him take over our show.
and I would do that gladly.
There you go. You got a co-host when I'm not in town.
There you go.
That'd be a good. That would be a great show. So you talked about so many different things that we really need to be aware of. shopping online and how to make sure we're not